Timon, I don't have much time. Listen, you were right about everything. Everything. These people, they showed up the day you left, and they were asking where Timon Jones was. And I told them I didn't know, and you weren't here, and they grabbed me, and they threw me in the back of their van, and now I'm in this dark room, and I don't know what's happening, but they keep asking about who Timon Jones is and what he's doing, and ask about something that happened 17 years ago, and the cicadas, and I just don't. Oh no, I don't. They're coming. What's that? Does he have a phone? No, I don't. Get that phone away from him. Timon, don't trust the cicadas. Don't trust the...
Hey guys, welcome back. This is your favorite Friday podcast. We have a whole crew here today, live from Florida.
In the house.
In the house. Okay, my name is Timon. This is the Timon and Lincoln Show. Obviously, we're not sure where Lincoln is. We've been trying to reach out to him. His snap score has gone up by 30%. Wow. That means like 7 or 8 because he doesn't snap a lot. But
he's dead.
We're hoping to find him by next week, or we're going to have to find a new podcast host. It'll be the Timon and Whoever show. So, guys, thanks so much for joining us. Let me introduce our new hosts for this Friday episode. To my left is...
I'm Danny Pennell, and I'm a fan of all things Bill Gates.
And we got Scott, of course.
Checking my phone. That's what I'm doing. Are we starting now?
We're starting. We're
this
live.
Is it.
They've
this
watched
is
you
it.
check your
Okay.
phone.
I'm ready for questions. Let's hit questions. Let's do it.
Well,
straight to the question.
Straight to the questions.
No banter?
No banter. No, we got to do a little banter here,
Okay.
guys.
Banter.
Good. It was a good week here. If you can see behind us, we are actually in Florida. I was not lying to you.
Yeah,
it's
true.
Beautiful. We wrapped up the CLA conference where we made major sales, ate a lot of food, and had a lot of fun.
It was great.
Yeah,
really good.
Any highlights from the week, Danny?
Timon's nips.
How about you, Scott?
Many highlights. I can't think of any right now. No, we had the Top Golf event actually.
That was good.
And that was last night. I think would have been Wednesday night.
Yep.
So that was fun. 24 people ish. And we had a buffet out there and swung the golf club around. We didn't do the game right though. We just kind of hit the ball. We didn't like.
It was more like just a networking event.
Just get up and hit the ball and have fun, and really valuable conversations for the stuff that pertains to me at least. So that was a good thing.
Yeah, it was nice because we just kind of hung out and yeah, like you said, hit the ball.
I hit a ball straight off the box. Straight up. First hit, right off the box. It was the most embarrassing thing. Yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah, Danny is a pro golfer. Danny actually is a coworker. So we are kind of the sales and marketing team. We have one more coworker. His name is Carlos, but he is doing other stuff.
Carlos. We got more than that, but we got one more with us, right?
This is our sales and marketing team. So Danny has some really interesting information that I thought would be good for this podcast. You guys have heard of Timon Jones. We don't talk about him. He's no longer part of just the Timon and Lincoln Show, but he brought some real truth, and he spoke some real truth to power. And Danny has some information that I thought would be good. I don't know if we want to do questions first and then have.
Let's go to questions, man.
Let's questions will start everything we need.
You're trying to get into the deep stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll get
questions.
Okay. So questions first, guys. We have a whole list of questions. Typically, you know how it is. You guys know how it is. Okay. So we got a couple questions come through here. Let's see here. And I am on my wrong Twitter. 1 second.
2 accounts?
Yeah, 2 accounts.
What's the second one for?
That's my personal one, and the other one is the...
He's got issues.
Yeah. Celebrity account.
Yeah. Okay, here's a special question from a special listener. His name is Aaron, and he asks, is Scott a cool dad?
Why do you ask Timon that?
And
we had asked our
I've been
listeners.
hosting the podcast all week.
No, I'm just saying, are you like a father figure?
To Timon? Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but I'm...
So that's for you, Timon.
No.
You gonna say that? You want to answer that you're a cool dad?
Wait, say the question again. I didn't hear it right.
Is Scott a cool dad?
Is Scott a cool dad?
Oh, asking you, am I a cool dad?
Exactly.
Well, you don't know anything about my kids, and you don't know how.
He's one of your dogs.
My dogs. That's right. Have we talked about Tim and the dog yet?
Tell him about the dog analogy, Scott.
Okay.
You're gonna get canceled.
No, this is fine.
They've tried to cancel me. They can't.
Well,
we've already talked about it.
You can't do it. Look at that one.
If you guys want to cancel us, you know the rules. We've gone through it multiple times on this podcast. 1, you have to have a podcast with at least 100 episodes. 2, you have to have one person from every people group to protest us. And 3, you have to make sure that it is PC.
I don't know what just said, but that
Words,
sounds
bro.
good to
It
me.
was good.
That sounds good to me. Yeah.
So here's the deal.
Are you a cool dad? Are you a cool dad?
Are you a cool dad?
The question is to you. Asking me, am I a
Yeah,
cool
it's
dad,
you.
right? It's to you,
gotta answer,
Timon.
Timon.
Am I cool?
Is
Am I a cool dad?
Is Scott a cool dad?
Scott's a sad dad.
Oh, sad.
I'm
dad.
not a sad dad.
Scott's a rad dad.
That's a bunch of malarkey.
I'm part of the sad dad cult, and Scott is the leader.
sad dad cult.
Well, Timon,
sure.
I said
What's that
Timon.
about?
I said Timon was like a dog. I said that the other day, and I got some backlash from other people in the car.
Not from Timon.
Yeah, Timon understood it. Oh, there were people. That, oh,
Timon, he said Timon's a cool dog, and Timon literally barked.
Yeah, I said because he's loyal. He's a great companion.
And he wears a leash well.
He goes with
That's
the
what
flow.
he said. I don't know.
I do go with the flow. I'm
Timon's
down the roll.
Timon's a cool dog.
Is that
Scott's a cool dad. He is very fatherly. Sets you straight, tells you what to do, but in a really loving way, and I appreciate that.
what if he asks me? Does he think I'm a cool dad?
Well, Aaron, here's a little inside scoop for both of you guys.
Okay.
Aaron asks questions that are very open-ended.
Okay.
And I really appreciate it because you can take it multiple different ways and follow multiple different avenues.
Okay, yeah.
What would you answer?
Are you cool, like, temperature-wise? No, not in
Yeah,
Florida,
that's
right?
irrelevant.
Can you hold this for a second?
Oh, yeah, I can hold it.
I would say
Chopper for you?
I'm not so much. I'm a cool dad, because that's kind of a dumb word to use, I guess. What do you got? Death liquid.
You want to go back?
We gotta get some Jocko drink too at some point. Yeah, I'm cool. I don't know. I don't know if I'm cool. I don't know. It's not for me to judge. I don't know.
Aaron, Scott has multiple kids. I think they'd all say he's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so. Deep down inside, I think I'm cool.
All right. Good answer.
That's just water.
That's just water.
And how much did you pay for that thing?
I have a lot of money. Liquid Death.
$5.
If you guys can see that, I don't think you guys can see that, but
all
it's
marketing.
Liquid Death Mountain Water. Murder your thirst. I'm here for it.
Murder plastic. Death to
Yeah,
plastic.
death to plastic is another thing I said. Okay, all right. So that was a great question. Thank you, Aaron. Consensus is Scott's a cool dad. So,
All right.
all right. Our second
Votes are
question.
in.
Votes are in. Our second question is from John. What up, John?
Is that golf course John?
What's up, John?
Or golf guy John? What?
Golf guy, John.
So our sponsor is.
Sponsor?
We have a sponsor.
Who has sponsors? I don't. Tim has sponsors. I don't have sponsors.
Is this ad break?
No, not yet.
No,
No, we're starting next week. He'll be our official sponsor.
Whoa,
Mhm.
what does he do?
Oh, great question. Golf lessons with John. You can find him
Free
on.
ad here, John. This one's not even paid.
Danny needs you. Danny, I saw Danny yesterday at Topgolf, and he's rough. And so I think this Christmas, John, I'm going to get Danny some lessons with you. And if you have a swing just like Danny has a swing, you should go and follow Golf Lessons with John on Facebook. He gives you tips. He uses the app called Pro Golf, I think it's called, and it's a swing analysis tool. He'll help you figure out how to use that, get your swing on point, and then he'll also give you lessons. He's studying to become an actual golf instructor, like a legit one. Yeah, so he's legit. Golf Lessons with John on Facebook. I think you follow him. Maybe not.
Sure.
You should. You should as well.
Sure.
Yeah. I might be beyond saving. So if he can save my swing, he can save anyone's. And he can save anyone's swing. Are they hearing me? Oh, no.
But probably not, but it's okay.
Fine.
But-
Just like Nick-
Yeah, I only brought 2 mics. The interesting thing about John is he's part-time golf instructor, full-time wizard. So he uses magic with his golf instructor skills, and it's gonna be it's a surefire thing that you'll get better 100% guarantee every single time.
All right, magic. Let's do it.
I got you at Christmas, bro. I got you. Okay, so he asks, "Hey guys, question for Friday. Recently, I looked up my Enneagram personality type.
Gosh, bunch of crap.
That's what I'm saying.
Good Lord, what are we doing?
That's the first mistake, John. I don't know if we want to sponsor you anymore. Or want to take a sponsorship.
I'll take your money, John. That's cool.
I'm speaking for Timon here. I don't think we're gonna accept it anymore. So no Enneagrams.
Does he got any wings?
It's any scam.
He's got wings on his He's got wings, right? You get a number and you
Unicorn.
get the wings.
I found out that I am a 9 with a wing 1.
Oh, he's got one wing. That's great. He
wing?
can't fly with one wing, so it's
Wing.
useless.
Yeah, you're gonna be twirling in the air a lot.
Which is the peacemaker, but has parts of a go-getter in them. It's been a really interesting look at. It's been really interesting to look at. I was wondering if you guys knew what your Enneagram type was, or what we were, etc.
I think we may have answered that one already. I don't know, Scott.
No, I got a real answer. my wife got into a little bit, not extensively, but she did the whole testing of it, and it hit her pretty well. Like, it was exactly spot on for her. I did it like 2 or 3 times, and it was different every time. I don't think that's a good thing when you get something different every time.
It's bipolar.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Here's the thing about Enneagram is, I think there's probably some truth to it, but I think if you ever let it put you in a box, then that ends up being a problem, because you end up finding some identity and some pride in what a couple tests said about your personality, which can never be put into a couple numbers. So I would say it's good to do it as long as you have the wisdom and maturity to take it with a grain of salt and allow yourself to be more than what the Enneagram number says. Find your identity in more solid, stable things, and that's my 2 cents for real.
It's a tool that can be used. It's a tool. That's all it is. It's a tool.
It's either a tool or a weapon, you know? I'm saying, like,
Tool or weapon? A weapon is a tool, actually.
weapon of manipulation.
Yes.
Yeah. It's true.
That's
Tool of death.
tool of death. It's interesting.
Is that the consensus? It's a tool of death.
Enneagram, liquid death, same thing. No, I have not taken the Enneagram, John. I'm not sure if Lincoln has either. I'm not sure where Lincoln is. I hope he's doing okay. But I have always thought that the Enneagram was similar to like the zodiac signs. You know, they do a great job of kind of painting a broad picture, but it's like the Myers-Briggs. I don't know if you guys have taken the Myers-Briggs.
I took the Myers-Briggs twice, got 2 different results because I was feeling different on those 2 days, and yeah, I don't believe in these tests. I mean, I get it. They can be good. They can be.
You're such a number 7.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm number 7 or 666. I don't know.
I'm wing 14. Wing 14.
You're wing 14.
I don't know if that's a thing or not, but
Yeah. I'm a 6 and a 9. Put them together.
Oh, yeah, shut up. Liquid death.
Liquid death. So yeah, I don't know Myers-Briggs as well. We had. To
I'd say I'd put more credence in the personality test Myers-Briggs stuff than I would Enneagram. Enneagram,
Really?
It seems just kind of bizarre to me.
I think it's Christian Zodiac. That's really
The
what I think it
Enneagram's
is.
not the problem. It's the people that go all in on that so hardcore. It's just kind of
Whatever you do, John, don't put your Enneagram on your Instagram bio. That's all I gotta say. It doesn't matter what people know. Just
or
don't put it.
your
Or Myers-Briggs.
or your
or
pronouns.
or your nouns or pronouns.
Please put your pronouns on your bio. That's from me. My pronouns are king and chief. Everyone knows that. And so I appreciate that.
Ooh, the Chief ice cream. We gotta get the Chief ice cream. I haven't had ice cream all week.
had it.
I'm having withdrawal. We gotta get ice cream tonight. Disney Springs. We're gonna get ice cream.
Last week I went laser tagging and then went to the Chief. It was
Oh,
legit.
Chief is so good.
That was
But hey, but Vanilla Bean Creamery.
In Elkhart.
Oh,
super great.
and Granger now. Granger.
Yeah, and Granger. So if you're in
It's
Granger,
legit. I just hijacked this whole thing because ice cream on the brain. I gotta get some ice cream.
it's good. Yeah, solid question, John. I appreciate
And milk
that.
milk is very good for you. It's nutritious. Helps you not break your bones. I don't care what Carlos says. Milk's good for you.
I'm all about milk. Dairy milk, pure from the cow udder.
That's right.
That chunk will make your bones strong, make your brain wise.
Next question.
Yeah.
many you
Lincoln. This is the last one.
Oh, okay. We gotta take our time. We gotta go ahead and draw
Unless
it out.
Lincoln. Lincoln says, "Where's your grandma's cabin keys?" So I'm glad Lincoln texted me. It sounds like he's trying to get to my grandma's cabin keys. But Lincoln, to answer you, what's the answer, Scott?
This is the Lincoln.
Is this-
Lincoln?
Is this a real question that he's actually trying to get an answer for?
Where are they?
They are on my dresser in my room. They're the ones with the heart shape. So you know where they're at.
You all right, Lincoln? You sure that was Lincoln? I know he's missing. Maybe that's someone else texting for him.
Yeah, that is legit.
Kidnapped.
Typically, we say we have to have your questions in by 5 p.m. on Thursday, but we're doing this podcast early, so sorry if we missed your questions. Cool. All right, so
Isn't there another question though? The one thing that the lady sent in, the girl.
I know that's our fatter future. That's our next segment.
Oh, we have segments.
Yeah, we have segments.
It's unbelievable.
Segments, baby.
Unbelievable.
I love segments.
He's pumped.
We gotta take an ad break though. We gotta get an ad break.
No,
Ad
we
break.
don't have. We already did the ad.
Yeah, we got pause anyways, guys. We're gonna roll our fatter future for you guys. Pumped to listen to what Elise asks us this week.
Hey, Timon and Scott, your fatter future of the week is subscription exercise equipment. There's treadmills, exercise bikes, even wall mount systems that you pay $1,000+ for, and then on top of that, have an additional monthly fee for classes to even use the equipment. So do you think that people are going to keep on paying those prices and subscribing to these things? Or is it just kind of a fad for now?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's good. That's good. Elise asked that question.
Yeah, take it.
Lisa.
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 That's a really good question. Scott says he has some detailed information, so I'm gonna go first, so I don't have to follow him up.
I have a question for both you guys.
Okay.
How legit is this podcast?
It's legit, man. It's legit.
It's the most.
I don't like
legit.
that you stole Elisa's thunder, though. This was supposed to be an answer for her.
Elisa is this podcast, bro. If it wasn't for Elisa, we would still be doing our podcast, but she makes it really cool.
Does she record
Shout
these
out
things all the
Elisa.
time? She make that music? Who is this person?
Yeah.
I need to know who she
Elisa,
is.
you're killing it. Honestly, when are you doing a podcast? I want to join.
She'll be on the Timon's Podcast Network when she does. I've talked to her a little bit about this. So yeah.
The TPN?
The TPN.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, about the subscription thing, I think for sure it's the future. I just think it's not in its final state yet. So I think the pricing model will change and all of that. But considering COVID made a lot of people work from home, and that kind of makes you want to work out from home, set a specific room to work out in. You have a lot of people from New York moving, buying these big houses in Florida and Nashville. They're going to want to set aside a room for gym equipment, and subscription model is the rage these days. And so I think classes and stuff like that bring a lot of value. So I think for sure it's the future. I think there's just going to be a different model. So there's a lot of ripe opportunity to seize that market pretty soon here.
That's good. Good stuff.
It's interesting because I spent a lot of time working on my health over the past couple years, and we have a significant amount of gym equipment in our house. We have a whole gym in our lower level. It's pretty extensive, a lot of stuff, and my wife is a personal trainer, group fitness instructor, and yoga and all that good stuff. So we have a vested interest in this type of stuff. We don't do any subscription-based stuff. Just work out and do stuff. We don't have you can do like Peloton and those things, which I believe is prescription based. Cost you monthly to do it or whatever.
$30 a month.
Yeah, we don't necessarily do that, but we've invested a lot of resources into that area, and I think it's a good investment because it's your health, man. You gotta get your health on track, and you get older and you get fatter and out of shape, and your numbers are bad. So you got we need to work on Timon on that. You can see from the podcast, he's put on some pounds. Well, let's just be honest. Yeah, we got to deal with this.
They're not lying.
I can confirm it is not a lie. Maybe you make some money from this podcast. You put it into a subscription model.
No, I'd probably just do one of those bypass surgeries where they just put a little thing around your stomach.
A liposuction.
Yeah.
But Timon's got the arms though. He's got big arms. He's a big
The
dude.
females at the conference were all over the arms, and
They
Danny,
they like to touch him, which was rather odd
It's
at
kind of
times.
creepy, actually.
Can you guys tell the story about what was it? Was it Carlos? Carlos. Okay, never mind. We were getting barbecue, and the lady who was serving the barbecue looks at me and says, "You have beautiful blue eyes," and
Awkward.
it made my week.
Timon just wants to tell you all that lady flirted with you. That's his way of saying that girls like him.
So this Elisa, I assume she's interested in the workout world and that sort of thing, workout equipment.
Elisa has a great way of kind of looking at things around her and trying to decide, is this something that's going to be around for a while, or is this just going to be a flash in the pan, fad or future?
Oh, what's the name of the segment?
Fad or future?
Oh, I thought it was Fat or Future.
No.
I thought it was all about me and Timon, fat or future.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, we're trying to figure out, is this something that's going to be around for a long time?
Fad.
Or is it going to be something that's just yeah. I think we're going to see. Elisa's asked this about a lot of different things, like White Claw, like seltzers. That's a big thing. Like the seltzer water around. She's asked a bunch of different stuff, like autonomous driving cars, delivering cars, stuff like that. I think the answer to a lot of this segment, or what I've answered a lot.
Fat or future? Sorry, I just want to ask someone.
Yeah.
Clean energy, fat or future?
I think what I say to a lot of the segment is like, it will be the future, but it's going to be one person, not a ton of different people. So I think like with clean energy, it's going to be Tesla. It's not going to be, or it's going to be whatever the one thing is that has kind of opened the market there may be a lot of solar companies or clean energy companies, but then one's going to dominate, and we'll see that as the in the marketplace. And so I think that's what we're going to see with the exercise bikes too. Like, we're going to see one. We may see a bunch right now because COVID hit, and that was the thing that kind of shifted everything. But as time goes on, we'll just see one really kind of sit there, maybe two, kind of like Hulu and Netflix. You know, Netflix is the rock, and then there's Hulu. There's a bunch of other ones, but yeah.
Counterpoint being that Netflix, the streaming industry, has actually become ultra competitive in the sense of all the people jumping into the market, but Netflix was the pioneer. So I think Tesla or someone like that it'll be a pioneer, but it'll change the industry. So Tesla's what Tesla's doing right now. They're pioneering, and then they're doing the proof of concept. And then clean energy, as soon as that's a proof of concept that works, every other company and their brother and mother are going to jump on that.
You think the same with? Do you think the same with the exercise bikes?
Yeah. No, I think. Well, it's a subscription model is a bigger thing than just gym memberships. That's just a model that's applying to so many different markets right now. So I think you're just finding the right way to do it with gym, whatever you call it, gym equipment, and classes and stuff like that. So I think it will happen. I just think it's a matter of finding that right way to do it, and then everyone else will jump on it. Bowflex, I don't know, does Bowflex still make equipment?
Yes,
I do.
Yeah, I never used it.
Oh, well, I mean, I think Bowflex will jump on it. And does Jocko have a gym equipment?
Oh yeah, he's a big home gym guy. Big home gym guy.
Does he do a subscription service?
Absolutely not.
Sponsorship?
No.
Jocko sponsorship?
He's got
Jocko
more
will.
money than all of us, so he's doing pretty well in life, I think.
Yeah, you don't know how much money I have.
You might have more than him. Who knows?
Nah,
I kind of doubt it though.
I don't have as many muscles as him.
Yeah, he's a beast.
He is a beast. Now plug his drink. Tell everybody about his drink.
We did in the last podcast.
you already freaking
oh,
did.
Yeah,
I wasn't
we did.
there.
100%. I talked about all the stuff's in it, clean, it's good stuff,
Yep.
the sweetener issue, stuff like that. It's all good. We already did it. We can't cover it twice or else people are going to zone out now.
It's true, but you might catch a listener who wasn't there, like me.
There are no other listeners.
We have-
There are 7, and that's it.
We have a core crew of people who listen.
Our core group.
Yep, they're the homies.
Who are the ones listening right now? Who could we talk to? Who are the ones you know will hear this or listen?
John, Aaron, Elisa, everyone that's been
All
asking
right,
questions.
the unholy
Lincoln.
trinity. All right,
What did you answer? Do you think it's going to be a fad, or do you think it's going to be a future?
which one?
The gym equipment, the one that Elisa asked us.
Oh, it's the future with a caveat, all depending on the economy. If the economy goes south, people will jump off that because it's disposable income. It's a way to cut your expenses. If you get laid off, no job, you're going to cut the things that are kind of more the frivolous side stuff. So you can save, money on your cable or your streaming service, all your subscriptions you want to take away, and a lot of people do that. I had a guy that happened to him when he got laid off from the COVID stuff, and he got rid of his gym membership and some streaming stuff. Saved a couple $100 a month with all that stuff. So you take all you can get when you need money. So
You just cut it all out. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
there'll be a base of that'll stay. It'll be here for a while. It'll stay. It's the future, somewhat, kind of.
I think so too.
It's a bad answer by me.
Well, and everything's going digital.
in the future.
Yeah, everything. That's
Thatcher.
the future. The Thatcher.
Thatcher.
A lot of stuff's going digital, and so I could see it being something that's big. Yeah. All right. Well, there are other questions, but I don't know what they are. Yeah, they're on Lincoln. They're with Lincoln, so I can't get a hold of them. Sorry to Alex.
He can ask you
Alex.
where your grandma's keys are, but he can't send us the questions.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, Alex. Alex J. Shannon.
What's his malfunction? What's going on with him? Why can't he?
He's probably at work. Yeah. No,
He's
no
been
worries.
working like the last 48 hours straight or something.
Yeah,
There's
straight
no
up.
breaks.
Straight up.
Get his priorities
at
straight.
work. It's 4:22.
Podcaster work, Lincoln. Timon, in fact, had to leave us building our booth to record this podcast. That's how dedicated he is. I mean, we're gonna fire him because of that. So, I mean, he said, "I don't care. TPN is life, bro. TPN is life."
Timon's job, fad or future. Okay. So no, let's get into some of the Bill Gates stuff. I did want to kind of bring you in. Let's wrap this up with a little bit of Danny Jones.
All right. Well, where do you want me to start? How about we do this? Where do you want to start?
At the you said you found some stuff on his Wikipedia page.
Well, it's a little more than that, right? So I did a lot of research. So as you guys know, Bill Gates started Windows. could not stop Windows from getting viruses, and yet is the leading figure as how we're going to stop this coronavirus, right? Now, where did he come from, and why did he become a biologist and a doctor all of a sudden? That's the question on all of our minds, right? Why is he an overpopulation? He advocates for depopulate. Sorry, I'm getting a call here.
Bill Gates is calling.
See, he's trying to shut me down.
I know. Do you need to answer that?
I'm just sending a message real quick. Sorry to ruin your podcast.
No worries. It's okay. Lincoln does it all the time.
Now I feel better.
Sorry, Lincoln. I had to. No, it's actually me. Anytime there's like actual noise in the podcast, it's typically me.
Yes, it is. It's your stinking Slack going off.
You can tell, can't you?
Yeah, I can hear it every time. I've sent him stuff just so it'll go off. 'Cause I know he's podcasting like around like 6 o'clock or so.
Yes.
So it'll go off. Or how's that thing go? How's that sound go? Whatever it is. Yeah. Silliness.
It's like a.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, all right. I'll try to keep this concise, but still get to the details here. So the question is, why is Bill Gates the one that is saying we're too overpopulated, we need to decrease the world's population, yet he's still advocating for vaccines that are going to save people's lives? That's the question, and it doesn't make sense. Well, you got to track it back all the way to Darwin. And as you guys know, do you know who Darwin is?
Yeah, he's like a monkey.
Yeah, some monkey guy, but he basically came up with this theory of evolution, stupid thing. The theory of evolution kind of advocates for this idea that some genes are better than others. Basically, is the idea as life goes on, species evolve, they get stronger, and the strong survive, the weak die, right? And so what happened is Darwin's cousin, I don't remember his name.
Darwin.
Yeah. Darwin's cousin was the founder of modern eugenics, and I don't know if you guys know about eugenics, but it's the study that some races are more superior than others because their genes are better, and because of that, in order for humanity to survive, we need to kind of weed out the weak genes and promote the strong ones. And there's this little guy named Hitler who believed in eugenics very strongly. But before Hitler came to prominence, there were some pretty prominent figures in America who believed in eugenics, right? One of those was Rockefeller, the Rockefeller family. You guys know about them. They were strong promoters of eugenics. In fact, they funded Nazi studies on twins during the Holocaust to find out what the genes were in twins. And so they actually funded directly Nazi studies. So that's kind of crazy, right? On top of that, you have what's her name, Margaret Sanger, right? Margaret Sanger. One time I said Margaret Thatcher, and I thought that was pretty frowned upon. She's pretty well loved. But Margaret Sanger was the founder of Planned Parenthood. She was directly influenced by this guy who started the theory of eugenics, and she was a strong believer in eugenics, and Planned Parenthood was one of the ways of doing it, right? She developed philanthropy, and philanthropy was different than charity in the sense that it wasn't necessarily about bringing people and giving them stuff that allows them to survive. It was more so about providing health care and providing birth control and allowing people to kind of, because what happens is lower poverty or high poverty areas end up populating a lot more. That's just typically what happens. So that's why she came up with this theory of birth control. So you could track all this. I'm doing this without any sources, but I have a lot of research on this, more than I probably should have, right? So that being said, how does this correlate with Bill Gates? So Planned Parenthood, directly influenced by eugenics. Eugenics, that guy is the cousin of Darwin, directly influenced by Darwin, right? Now, Planned Parenthood, guess who was on the board of Planned Parenthood in the 1950s? It was Bill Gates' dad, right? And so a lot of people know this, but Bill Gates' dad was on the board of Planned Parenthood. Now, Bill Gates' dad is not very well known. He was a lawyer.
When did Planned Parenthood come around?
It was like the 1930s, I believe, somewhere in that area. So what happened is, you don't hear eugenics anymore, but it was a really popular science in America in the early 1900s, like extremely popular. They were super racist back then, right? With the science and all that. It was all about genes and eugenics. And actually, Rockefellers and some other scientists in America commended Hitler before the Nazi Party rose to prominence. When he first had power in Germany, before the internment camps and all those things, that was something that actually some American scientists commended. They liked that he was taking the theory of eugenics and actually acting upon it, right? Wow. So that's a crazy thing. But anyways, all that being said, when Hitler rose to prominence and we found out what he did to the Jews and other minorities, eugenics was no longer a term you could parade around in America, and it's actually got replaced. The Rockefellers then, like literally 2 years after World War II, created the world, what is it called? The PANDA It's this nonprofit,
WWE.
WWF, the World Wildlife Fund. That was started by the Rockefellers, right? So if you're going to try to take away individualism and make it about the broader saving of humanity, which is what eugenics was, right? Eliminate the poor genes, promote the good genes, then you have to replace it with something that focuses on the ecosystem, the environment and everything, so that it's okay if some people die, because overpopulation is killing our environment. Environment is our God. And that was what the Rockefellers started. So how does this pertain to Bill Gates? Again, you can kind of see this, but what happens is him and his dad helped start the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. If you go to the Wikipedia page of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, you'll see that they met with the Rockefellers tons of times, and the number one influence of their foundation were the Rockefellers Philanthropic Foundation, which was based on eugenics. Okay, so now you go fast forward and you see that Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is known for giving vaccines to minority populations in Africa. I guess they're not minority, but to high poverty, I say low income areas such as Africa and Kenya and areas like that don't have access to healthcare. They parade it under this, it's a good gesture of giving them healthcare, but then they find out that these vaccines had things that would cause miscarriages and infertility. And that was proven. You can find an article in Kenya. One of the ministers who was deploying these vaccines that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation gave out in 2005, they actually found infertility, whatever you call it, inside the vaccines, stuff that caused infertility. So I have this has been a year since I researched this. I don't know all the names and stuff, but you see the direct correlation. That was a super fast. I could dive way deeper in this. This relates to Procter and Gamble, the Head and Shoulders and all the soap company. The John Clarence, who was, or Susan Clarence, who was the granddaughter and inheritor of the Procter and Gamble fortune, worked directly with the Planned Parenthood lady, and they developed the birth control pill by testing and killing some Puerto Rican woman. There's so much around this. All of this directly goes to Bill Gates, and you can see how he's kind of carrying on the same thing that began with Darwin and eugenics and the Rockefellers and what's her name from Planned Parenthood? What's her name? Margaret Sanger, yeah. And so there's a direct correlation to that. So it all starts to make sense. If vaccines cause infertility, then of course if you believe in overpopulation and stopping that, then you're going to want to promote those vaccines to an extent that is ridiculous. And if you're the richest man in the world, all you need is a platform to do that. You don't even need credibility because you have money. And Bill Gates has no credibility scientifically, or he's never been a doctor. He's never done any of that. Yet somehow he's the one leading the charge for vaccines. So look, I'm not saying I haven't studied what's in these vaccines. I'm just saying it's really weird that Bill Gates is the guy promoting it, and he has direct ties to the Rockefellers, who's funded Nazi studies on Jewish twins at Auschwitz, right? They were the number one influence for his foundation, which is promoting these vaccines, and has been doing it for a while. So there you go. That's the deep dive, real quick, real splash into the Bill Gates conspiracy, if you will. But it's actually not a conspiracy. All of this is just factual. It's just evidence, and I'm connecting the dots here. So I have a lot more research on this. I actually have screenshots, maybe 100 screenshots on my computer of all the different articles and sources that I found this on, and I connected it. You won't find anyone else connecting these dots like this. I just kind of read different sources and did that, and that was my 2020. So there you go.
And this segment is brought to you by InfoWars.
They're turning the freaking frogs gay.
Cicadas, okay? And they're turning the cicadas gay. But that's okay. It's all right. That's Timon Jones.
You oppose... You're telling Alex Jones wrong?
No, I'm saying Timon Jones says that the global elites are turning the cicadas gay.
Cicadas been gay, dude. You ever heard them? They're so loud.
17 years of cicada.
Wow.
I think I missed that one.
No, it's okay. You'll have to go back and listen to some of the episodes. Yeah, it's inside Tim and Lincoln Show podcast. No, what do you think about the vaccines now? I don't know if this is going to be on YouTube. We're probably going to get demonetized, shadow banned.
You can't cancel Timon.
They've tried.
Listen, vaccines, all I got to say is this. When I had my daughter 2 years ago, I had no care in the world about being political with vaccines. They didn't pertain to me. I didn't have a care. But when I had to decide whether to give my daughter a vaccine, things changed a lot. And I'm not just going to sit here and trust the freaking science, as people say, because anything can be indoctrination. Until you believe that, you're going to be convinced and manipulated all the time. That's not saying everything is indoctrination, but if you know that anything could be, then you're going to be more responsible for knowing what you know. So what I did is research vaccines, and I didn't just research general vaccines. I researched each vaccine that they give a kid, and I realized there's something a little fishy here. You go back to 1989, and again, I'm sounding like a conspiracy theorist, but this is just real documented evidence. You can go back to, I think it was 1989 when Reagan pushed the Vaccine Act that made every pharmaceutical company, it took away their liability. So if a vaccine does damage, the government's paying for that. They don't ever have to pay for that. Since then, the amount of vaccines on the market, I think, has been 15x. So there used to be like 4 or 5, now there's like 20, right? Why do you think? Because the methodology and the practices of getting the vaccines to market have skipped a lot of boxes because they're not liable anymore, and it's all about money. Money makes the world go round. So now you fast forward to the COVID vaccine, and that's that to the extreme. We are like, what, 8 months, and I get it. We've been doing this for a while. We've been studying this vaccine for a while. I've seen all the arguments. Good for them. All I'm saying is I'm not taking it because I don't think they're doing the right procedures. I think the theory of vaccination is pretty solid. I think overall I get the concept. I don't think it's being implemented correctly because money is corrupting the pharmaceutical companies. So that's my take on that. I wouldn't take the COVID vaccine. That's my take on that. I think it's not safe. That's my personal take.
Well, I've been saying this for a while. I just don't believe in science. So, anything else?
I'm good, man. I took the vaccine because
you took the vaccine?
Yeah, I have a blood clotting condition.
Okay. Yeah.
So I kind of have to do it.
And see, that's a rare case where it's a little different, right?
Yeah.
Because you have a pre-existing condition.
Yeah.
But when we're giving vaccines to little kids who have a 99.9% of surviving the virus,
Yeah,
it's a little bit different.
Now, the proof will be in the pudding 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Because we don't know the long-term effects yet. That's the wild card. We're just going to do it. We're not sure how it's going to go. It's so far so good on the numbers, but we don't know 5-10 years from now. We just don't know. It's unknown.
Yeah.
You know, I've talked to a lot of doctors because of my medical history. I've talked to a lot of doctors in the last year, and all of them, and these are guys that are strong believers. Really, I mean, they're. I know these guys are friends of my parents and everything like that, and they're very, especially for me. They said you need to get this. You don't want to get COVID. It's a blood clotting condition.
Yeah.
So that means
Right.
you're high risk.
Right.
So that's why I got it. My kids and my wife didn't.
Yeah.
My wife's an animal, so she'll do fine. She's a beast.
But I think that's the
Yeah.
common sense
Yep.
that we're missing.
Yep.
You either go what
Well,
they tell us or we do what they don't.
Yeah, it's like Joe Rogan's segment when he talked about it. I thought that was really good. He said, I'm not going to get it. You know, I'm in peak physical condition. No reason for me to get it. So it's risk. So the guy I talk to, the guy I trust the most in the medical world, it's risk reward. You have to weigh those things out. What's the risk? What's the reward? And it's different for every person. So you weigh it out and you put it into practice. So
Wise.
if someone is over 70, they should get vaccinated because you're a ticking time bomb. They're 3 times more likely to pass away from COVID, and everybody who gets that vaccine ends up not going to the hospital or getting COVID at all. So we have to protect the vulnerable.
Well, I wouldn't say everyone though, because I do know some cases of people who've died and some people who have gotten some conditions. But I generally agree with you though.
Yeah.
But I think it's same thing, right? Like there is a risk to the vaccine. They try to tell you there's not. Just like they promote the risk of COVID higher, and then they demote the risk of the vaccine. But it's really somewhere in the middle, right? And
Well,
so that's what we have to
the bigger deal is ivermectin. Do you know ivermectin? Have you looked? That's Weinstein's podcast. Brett Weinstein. They have found that ivermectin is very, very effective.
I've heard of this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
yeah.
his stuff's been taken down from YouTube.
Weinstein's did.
Yeah, you can't talk
Why?
about it.
Because he's one of the smartest guys.
Oh, he's a genius. He's an
That's
absolute.
ridiculous.
He's a biologist.
See-
He's a genius. And if you follow him on Twitter, you're going to see all this crap. And it's because the
did hear about
big pharma companies are controlling the money and the stuff like that. So it's and
Follow the money.
It costs $3 to $12.
That's exactly why.
Yep.
Follow the
It's
money.
very effective.
You know,
Very
the
effective.
Bible has a verse that really summarizes the love of money is the root of all evil. So if you see corruption, there's a really strong chance that love of money is what caused that. And love of money leads to sacrificing morality and genuineness and truth. So
that's why we have to have multiple options of what we can do. So you can take the vaccine, you take ivermectin. They've pushed. There's one option to solve
Right.
this
They
thing.
promoted there's only one
Yeah.
savior. Wear a mask unless you're
So
vaccinated.
I went in the deep dive ivermectin.
Yeah.
And they did a podcast with the main guy that is the proponent of ivermectin. He's a good guy. He's a normal, just doctor guy, and I've given this to everybody, and it cures them all the time.
That's insane.
In Mexico, Jon Stewart was just on the Tonight Show 2 nights ago, and he said something about ivermectin.
Oh, wow.
And now he's kind of woken up saying, "What's going on here? Why are we not talking about ivermectin more? It's
That's
effective,
crazy.
and ivermectin has no negative effect." So let's say it doesn't work. Let's just say, take it, nothing happens to you anyways.
Yeah, right.
There's no adverse effect to taking it. It
Yep.
just you wasted $5 on a pill. Then that's the worst case scenario.
Yep.
So that's the risk reward of it.
But that's like that should be infuriating for people
Oh,
who
yeah.
think that YouTube and these other big companies are promoting safety, because they're not. They're publicly censoring things that could be helping people who don't have money, right? It's cheap, it's effective, it's available. And that's what's so ridiculous about this is we parade around saying we're trying to stay safe, but we're not. We're trying to just promote an agenda, and we're trying to be comfortable because we don't want to question the powers that be, like YouTube and those. So
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg,
Bill Gates.
Biden, Bill Gates, boom, full circle.
Bill first.
Timon, inject your opinion. We need your. This is Timon's podcast. We just kind of took over. I'm sorry.
We gone deep, dude. It's 4 to 5.
They're turning our cicadas gay. All right, guys. Well, this was great. Both of you, thank you so much for being on the Timon and Lincoln show. It's been awesome. Scott, thank you for co-hosting all week.
Absolutely, I'll do
it's
it
been a
anytime. I'll
blast.
probably have to do it now forever because
We're not sure
rest
where
in
Lincoln's
peace,
at. All
Lincoln. I don't know.
Rest in power.
I
We
don't
always
know
say
where
rest
he's
in
at.
power, Lincoln.
Well, there's no power there.
Power Lincoln.
Rest in power, Lincoln. Yeah, it's been a great Timon and Lincoln show. Listeners, thank you for joining us on this journey. I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday. Stay blessed and keep crushing it. We will catch you next week on another Timon and Lincoln show. Peace.
Timon Nips.